Hey guys, this is Dr. Greg with Medical Muscle. I'm currently digging these little pits for the foundation of the deck that's going to connect this building to that staircase. So there's going to be a staircase down here. Anyway, while I'm digging it, I was thinking about the attributes that are really important for medical students, the ones that will really help you in every phase, not just term one, but also clinicals, right? So just off the bat, I think a lot of people think work ethic is incredibly important. It is incredibly important. But I think something more than work ethic is determination. It's something different. It's like an inability to give up because I think many times, starting even in term one, people start getting these ideas that, you know what, do I really need to do this? You know, is this really worth it? You'll have a lot of those feelings all through your medical school career, maybe even to residency, depending on the specialty that you picked. But something that I always have lived by is that when I put my mind to something, I see it all the way 100% through. It's a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. And I think my second point is not just your, determination, but you also need a humbleness and an ability to change your study habits, which is the opposite end of that kind of determination. So I think a lot of people are determined. They can push it when they get into medical school. They can be self-motivated, but I think sometimes they have this ego that keeps them from having an open mind for alternative study techniques or more efficient study techniques or like different ways of doing something. The only way you can do that is have the humility to ask someone who is a better student than you what they're doing. Figure out their tricks. And in doing so, it'll benefit you greatly. And then you learn that stuff like I did, and then you share it with other people. So, surround yourself with good people. That's a really important thing. Actually, that goes into the third point, okay? So we got the first point is determination. Second point is humility, because you got to be able to adapt. Medical school gets hard, and you have a limited time in rotations, especially in rotations, okay? Year 3 gets really tough. The third point is you have to be good at picking good friends. Your friends should all be excellent students. That's what I got to say. That's a hard thing. It's something that I've always done. I've done it subconsciously. I've always surrounded myself with just the top people. And, in medicine, you're already kind of dealing with those kind of people already. But it really benefits you greatly that you surround yourself with like-minded people who are just as driven as you. And you can all, as a unified group, all help each other. I think people don't realize that medicine is a team sport. It is not an individual sport. Do not do that. I maybe did that the first maybe couple weeks, realized really quickly that you need other people. You have to. You won't get through this without them. Swear to God, that's the way it goes. Sorry. All right, now, what's the fourth one? Fourth attribute is a good sense of humor, okay? When I was in clinicals, I was working with this attending cardiologist, and we talked about exercise quite a bit. And when I'd see him down the hallways, I would say, "Oh, what's up, beefcake?" And he used to crack up. And he wrote me a great letter of recommendation. Medicine can be very serious, and it's not fun to be serious all the time. You got to have a good sense of humor. You got to have some lighthearted stuff. If you can combine a good sense of humor with, really good grades and good intelligence, you're a fucking dangerous combo. Okay? So that's the next point, okay? Now, this is one that I think a lot of people maybe struggle with, especially as students, when you have this strict hierarchy in medicine, the attending, the resident, well, the attending, the fellow, the resident, and the student, right? Is courage to say something when things don't look right. Stand up for the patient. That can actually be kind of hard. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I had a horrible situation in one of my rotations, okay? I had done my emergency medicine rotation, and I was very in tune to seeing critical things, right? Heart attacks, strokes, those kind of things. PEs, I was very attuned to those kind of questioning, those kind of symptoms, because I was seeing them, right, in the emergency room. I was on a different rotation, something that had nothing to do with emergency case. It was very slow, and we go and see this patient. I was with some residents and fellows, and the patient kind of looked like she had a droopy eye and was smiling kind of strange, right? Looked like she had had a stroke. Well, I had said this to the group. I was, the student of a group of 4. And I said, man, it looks like she's having a stroke. And they're like, yeah, but she's got a history of stroke. And we don't really know what her baseline is. So we'll call the family, see what the baseline is later. Go throughout our day. I just left it at that. I was early. This is at my first week in the rotation, so I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. And we get a call later, and the family comes and says that she looks strange. They called a code stroke, and sure enough, she had had a stroke. Everything, thank God, worked out, okay? Everything worked out. Everything worked out on time, okay? Everything worked out. But I had noticed it. I even kind of mentioned something. I should have been more proactive, okay? That was the worst. I was so angry with myself. I was angry with the situation. So you know what I did? Is from then on, I always say something. If I see something, I say it, okay? So you guys, those are the attributes that I think are very important for you medical students going forward. And, I wish you guys the best of luck, okay?